Hi everyone, welcome to the 7th episode of Sweet Kitty Crafts. My name is Jolanda, I live in the Netherlands, and thank you for joining me on this journey about knitting, spinning, sometimes a little bit of crochet, yarn dyeing and other crafty things. My name is Jolanda, I live in the Netherlands, and thank you and welcome to all new and returning viewers. I've changed a little bit since last time. I tried to record in sessions, so it will be organized. Hopefully I can take a little break when my throat gets a little bit scratchy. I tried to record the English and the Dutch podcast at the same time, so there will be the same things I can show, and I won't be confused what I did show the first and I didn't show on the other one. So I hope you have a good time, enjoy, and let's get started. Hey, let's talk about the finished object. I got 3 today. One, of course, you can't miss. It's the shawl from Boo Knits, and the other two are socks. The first pair is for my son. It's socks made of my hand spun yarn. I made a 2-ply. I just ply them randomly together. One spun up from one end of the fiber and the other one from the other end. So we got a little bit of random patterning on the sock, which I really like. I think they turn out very nice. So it's a 2-ply. It's a superwash chariot yarn. Sorry. I just knit my socks toe up, just start at the toe, make a German short row heel, end at the cuff, 2 at the same time on magic loop, so when you're finished, you're finished. The only thing you have to do is block them. I do a 2x2 rib on the top, so it's nice and stretchy. I like that. I just love the German short row heel. It's nice and neat and no major holes, just a tight heel, I think. 2.25 is what I need for a needle size. I use for needle size a 64 stitch sock for my son, and I always make my socks 60 stitches. I'm a pretty loose knitter, so the socks are not even tight at this size of a needle, but I could go smaller. I think that would be very unpleasant for my hands. Size 2mm, I think that is a 0 for a US size. So that's pretty small, but these are the finished socks. They're not particularly soft, they're not scratchy, but they feel a bit prickly, I don't know. But I think for the feet, I don't think that will be any problem. I don't think I want to wear it around my neck. No, I just feel the prickling. But I hope it's nice and sturdy. I hope they don't felt because of sweaty feet, because I got that a lot with my teenage sons. And that's just a pity because, it's a lot of work to knit socks and you want to let them last a long time. So we'll see how that goes. The next one is the yarn from Craftfulness. She got an Etsy shop. She's from the Netherlands and it's Sandra. She also has a podcast. This is the colorway Girl in a Bad Mood, which is a basic sock, 75% wool and 25 nylon, and it turned out really soft after I blocked it. So I'm really looking forward to wearing these. So this is a 60 stitch sock for me, just a standard same rib 2x2 German short row heel. It's a quick, those are quick to knit, and I think they look pretty tidy. I think these socks turned out exceptionally well for me. So I'm really looking forward to wearing these. So these are my socks. And this is the shawl, and it is really nice and warm. It's some percentage is alpaca, which I think you can always feel. It's like a little stove around you. It's really nice and warm. I love it. It's really became a big shawl after it was blocked. Oh, here's Molly. And yeah, I only used 2 balls of 50 grams, so it's only 100 grams total. The yarn was not lace weight, but it was nice and thin. I just forgot to cut off 2 pieces. I did weave in all the ends, so you can see. I think it might be finger weight, but it's a good. Yes, it's just a small amount, I think, for such a massive shawl. So I'm gonna show you it from one end to the other, so you can see the patterning and a bit of the size, the shape. It's quite big. So there was some beading involved. It was on the edge. I used little silver beads. They're not real sterling silver, but they're silver colored. They're not glass, but little metal beads. And I was a little bit afraid it would make the shawl heavy, but it's not. It did not. And let's go see a little bit close up. So yeah, I'm pretty happy about it. And yeah, it was a nice knit. It was didn't take too long. The last rows were, of course, enormous amount of stitches, but yeah, that usually happens with shawls, so that wasn't a real big issue. But yeah, I was glad I finished stuff and can move on to new things. So that will be the next session. New things on the needles, and there will be mostly socks. Okay, this part is going to be about the finished objects, the things I got on my needles, things I've probably started and that you haven't seen before. My little Molly has joined me, sitting on my lap, enjoying me. Made me and my shirt turn white in some places because all the fluff she's leaving behind. She's going for a winter coat right now, so yeah, that's normal. That's not a problem. She's very sweet and very warm. So the first thing I wanted to show you is the shawl I was working on, and it's the shawl from Lily Go, which is the Butterfly Dreamcatcher. I messed up. I made a mistake somewhere. I don't know why, I don't know where. I'm really disappointed because I have no clue. If I have to frog the thing, I won't start it again. I don't know where I messed up. I know we had to, at some point you had to go make short rows, and that's always starting at the middle and going out, you know. And I know I counted the stitches, so the first few repeats were fine. And suddenly I realized when I was way further on, there were way less stitches on one side and more on the other. And I thought, well, that can't be right. So I missed a repeat somewhere. And that repeat is about 18, maybe more stitches. So I was really disappointed. I thought, well, how am I ever going to fix this? Because the yarn is alpaca and it's a bit fuzzy, and I know if I'm going to frog this, it will never be the same and it's nice again. And maybe you can't even frog it as nice, and the yarn will get damaged. So I'm not even going to try it. But well, I thought if I do a little bit of calculation and a bit of fiddling and fudging, the way it's knit is you go to a certain point, you knit 2 together and you knit 2 extra stitches and you're going to turn, and that's going to be every row. So going to be a few extra stitches every row to make the short rows longer. That sounds weird. But on one side I just follow the pattern, and on the other side I'm doing 2 extra stitches. I just gotta move Molly from my laptop because she's gonna push a button, and that's not what we want. So I'm gonna do, instead of knit 2 and then knit 2 together and turn, I'm gonna knit 4. So the repeat will, yeah, move over or shift a little bit, and I hope that I won't notice it when it's done, because I've tried the trick before and it was a smaller shawl, so it was pretty tight around the shoulders and it just showed up, and I think I did it away. I just yeah, it's always the case if you knit something yourself, you see every mistake you make, and I just say that. But it's turning out gorgeous, and I just can't get it over to just frog it all, because I do love it, but there's no way I'm gonna knit it again. It's not, because it's a lot of work and a lot of stitches. It's quite complicated. It's not something you're gonna knit while people talk around you. Stop it, Benny. Nee. So yeah, just gonna... Molly, stop hitting the dog. Benny, genoeg. Sorry about that. So here it is. It is lovely. It looks complicated. It's not really, but you really gotta count and you got your mind to it and don't get distracted. And I've got stitch markers everywhere. That's just twisted stitches and wrapped stitches. It's not cabling or anything, but it looks intricate, I think. And yeah, there are beads in there. I love it. I hope I can make it work, because I would be disappointed if it turned out to be real asymmetric in ways that it's not supposed to be. So it's in the drops alpaca and just a purple color, which I love. It's really soft, really cuddly, and it would be so warm, because I know alpaca is very warm and just nice to have around your shoulder. So I hope it works out. I'll let you know. But yeah, because you get disappointed if you make a mistake. It's the yeah, just the fun is out of it a little bit. But yeah, just try to finish it and show you how it works out. If I just can't get my can't get it to work, then it will disappear somewhere. Okay, socks. All about socks now. Sorry, a lot of socks. I was thinking about knitting socks for my family members, my mother-in-law, father-in-law, and my mother, because I told you already, Christmas is going to be just me and my family, and no big parties or get-togethers, because of I got to go to the hospital and I got to recover from that. So I thought the idea of knitting them socks and then put them in an envelope, send them to them, write on open only with Christmas. So I hope they have a nice surprise, and yeah, they will enjoy it. Stop doing that. That's Benny. You can see him over there. He just woke up, so yeah. Got a little poking for the kitty cats to do. So this is my first pair. This is going to be for my grandfather. I know the old elderly people do have circulation problems, got cold feet, and they never had any of my hand knit socks, so it might help, because I know they are really nice and warm. This is a pair made of the Drops Delight, and I just wondered about this yarn, because all the times I start in the middle and the first part is just strange, because there are really stretched out parts. They are really thin and just at the point of breaking. So I wondered if it's something to do with winding the little balls. That's going to be too tight, that the yarn is stretched out, or what, because it would be better if you just pulled out really a couple of yards and then start knitting, because the beginning is always messy. It's really irregular. And I only cut this with the Delight because it happened before. I used the Drop Fable, and I don't think there's a problem with that. But it's just, and this looks real floppy now. But it's the Drops Delight, it's the print, and it's colorway 04. And it's lovely. My grandfather loves to wear jeans, so this color will look great, I think. And just a basic toe-up sock. I'll use 2.25 millimeters and 100 centimeter circular needle. 64 stitches I use for the man, because I think that will be okay. They don't have too big feet. My own socks I always use 60 stitches because I have quite small feet. My hands also are pretty small, so that's what my feet are also. Yeah, just put the two balls together side by side in this bag. It's a bag from Yibi Rose Suits, and start in the middle, and you just can knit from it like this. It works perfectly for me. When it's a little bit tangled, you turn it again and you can start knitting. It's a little bag from Yibi Rose Suits. You can find them on Etsy. Got a lovely store. They're really good priced. Really enjoy this bag. Just more sock knitting. I think I showed this one before. It's the merino blend socks, so I've been working on them a little bit. 2 circs, the Addy sock rockets, which are really smooth, much smoother than the carbons. See, and they are almost half price. It's comparison to the price of the carbons. So I think the Addy sock rockets are a real good deal for yeah, the quality you've got. So these are just random socks. Gonna be for who wants them. My dog's gonna steal my little bag I just put there. Nee. Nee. He's playing a bit annoying now. But I'm gonna try to finish this podcast because, yeah, I want to start again. So, a few more bags. Another pair of socks you've seen before are these, and I did work on them. It's the cotton merino silk blend, which is really soft, and I really wonder how they hold up as a pair of socks, if they won't get baggy or saggy or whatever. These are knit on 2.25 again, and these are the higher sharps, which I really still enjoy, but they are in the higher price range. And this is in the this boy bag, feeling sheepish, which I still love and makes me smile every time I use it. He's on Etsy too, so really nice. There was a pattern I showed you, I think last episode, maybe one before. It was a free pattern from Fleckenstein in France, and it was the dog is going ballistic. You can see him there. It was a Halloween knit along, and it was free for the time being. I think it's paid for now. I just had a skein of pretty dark colors, and it's a merino silk, and I just wondered how it would knit up, so I just thought, let's make a pair of socks, so I can advise any of you if it's good for socks, or you just should keep it as a little for the little ones, or just as a shawl, or whatever you want to make of it. So this is a pattern which contains little pumpkins, at least that's what they calls them. There's not much to see yet. I just wanted to say, because of the silk, it was so slick, I had to change needles. The Addy Turbo sock rockets were too slick, too smooth, so I had to twist some stitches, and they just kept sliding off. So I changed to the wooden ones from Knit Pro or Knit a Sprite, wherever you're from. I can't remember what they're called. I just wanted to say Sing, but it is not. So sorry, you probably will know, but I don't. So now I'll let you know, and this will be continued, and maybe next time you're gonna see some little bit more, because there was not much to show you. Just wanted to say I was working on it. No. Oh yeah, just watching the dog. He's got a piece of his bone. It's nothing terribly going on. This is the colorway Fall Storm. I showed you these socks last time. One is on his way to Canada to a lovely Cheryl. Hi Cheryl, sorry. She bought the skein, and I can tell you, worldwide shipping for 2 skeins is €7, and it's really worldwide. I'm gonna seal the skeins like this, so they're gonna be open, and they're gonna be sealed in a vacuum sealed, so the 2 of them will fit into an envelope, and it will be €7 worldwide. I think that's a pretty good deal for 2 skeins of yarn. Etsy can't calculate it, so I will always refund if you pay too much, so don't worry about that. This is how it's knit up. Oh, about Shell, she's got her own podcast. She's a very lovely lady. She's made a lot of the same things I did. It was really curious to see, because I catched up on some of her older podcasts, and I saw things that like, oh, I knitted that, I knitted that, I knitted that. Well, that's funny. So it was great to see. She's the Wool People on YouTube, so go and check her out. It's very nice. Okay, so I'll give you a little bit of close-up. So I'm very pleased with this. There's Talina in there, and yeah, the colors are a little bit deeper than shows on camera, because they've got a big light, and that's yeah, just fades the colors a little bit, but it's getting close. And I did put in the heel, so I'm gonna knit the socks pretty long, because that's what I like. I'll fold them over at the heel and just gonna knit the leg as long as the foot is. So I've got a little bit of knitting to do, actually a lot of knitting, but it's just straightforward, and that goes pretty quick. So the standard needle size I always use, so nothing fancy, nothing strange, nothing new. And yeah, that's the RD Turbo Sock Rockets. I love them. Just bought a few of them to do a little bit of extra sock knitting. Now this is just a strange project, so the people who follow me on Instagram already seen this, but it's 4 socks at a time. Yeah, I'm weird, I know. I saw it on another podcast from Kralalien. She's a Dutch lady. She does podcast in English, and she started it, but she didn't finish it because I don't know why, but she split them up, and maybe I'll get there that I want to do that too. But for now it works great, and just going to be 2 pair of socks, so 4 socks at a time. As you know, if you knit 2 socks at a time, you got to do the heel separately, because you do short rows, and that's not possible to do it all at once. And I think she's going for my needles. I think I'm going to do them on double pointed needles, only 2 double pointed needles to knit 1 heel. And at the last row you're going to put it back onto the circular needles. No, don't bite the yarn, come on. And so go on to all 4, and then you cut it back onto the 2 circular needles, and then start knitting the legs. So that's what the plan is. I've connected them with a little stitch marker, because they keep sliding away from each other, and it takes a lot of time to just keep pushing them up the needle, so they stay together now. That works good. Yeah, I just turned them onto 200 centimeter circular needles, because it was way too cramped up to do it on one. So this is a fun project. The weird thing about the Drops Fable from the black part is just I lined up very nicely. As you can see, the patterning is really lining up, but the colors are just different, and there's just a strange dye bath. I just got to get Molly away, because she's gonna bite my yarn, and it's just that the colors they don't match up. Oh, this is going weird. Okay, I'm gonna put him away, because Molly really wants the yarn, and she's gonna nibble it through, and I've got to make another knot in my knitting, and I don't like that. Yeah, you little naughty one. Because I'm podcasting too at the same time, I'm over an hour at time, and they want attention. That's just the way the animal world works. So yeah, she's close up now. This is all the works in progress. Just get off. So I was saying that was the work in progress, and then Molly stopped the recording. So thank you, Molly. The next session will be about a little bit about spinning and some yarn are dyed, and I think that will be it for today. I just want to mention there is still a coupon code for all podcast viewers, which will give you 10% off of my everything in my shop. The coupon code is Sweet Kitty, so I'm gonna put it somewhere around me. And well, at checkout you just type in Sweet Kitty in all capital, and it gives you a 10% discount. So that might be nice. And don't forget, there is still the giveaway, and it is ending at the 15th of November. So on the 16th I will record live. I will draw your names from a ball. So if you're the lucky winner, you will win 3 lovely stitch markers, which are little butterflies, a bigger one, 2 smaller one. Go and have a look at a little video I made to show you those. So you can still participate until the 15th, so there are still a few days left. Go and have a look and participate, and I hope good luck and that you win. So the next segment is coming up in a little bit, so I'll show you that next. Okay, the last section is about spinning and a little bit about yarn dyeing. I had some fiber with which is Falkland with tencel, and you can see the tencel doesn't absorb any dye, but it was a bit compacted, and I do not enjoy spinning this because you gotta draft real hard. But no matter what, I'm gonna finish it. I divided it in little chunks, so I can spin 1 chunk a day or a week or whatever. This is how it's turning out, so it's not too bad. And yeah, I'm gonna apply this as a 2-ply, and I think this will be maybe a shawl. I don't know. I really don't know. I've got no clue. But it's quite soft. Yeah, it's soft enough. You can wear it around your neck. So this is a little bit of spinning. This was some leftover, some thick and thin yarn. I applied it with just a ply of just some carded fiber. I bought a fleece once. It was a tesselar mixed with breeded with a swifter. So that was a Dutch, I think the Tesla, yeah, it's really a Dutch breed because it's one of the islands on the coast. So and the other one is just just uncolored, same yarn. It's not particularly soft, it's not really scratchy. You can use it easily as a hat or some gloves or mittens or whatever. I've got no clue what to do with it. I think it looks great together. I think the colors are fun. There are really lots of colors in there. So yeah, just wanted to finish it because it was laying around, and that's just a pity. It's just a little bit about yarn dyeing. I was trying out, I started with food coloring, and it was the Wilton food coloring, and it is there's a company which is called Lowlands Legacy. It's a Dutch company. They also send the Bogway spinners, which is like a little a baby's rattle. You can turn it around and you can spin yarn. And they advise people to color their yarn with the Wilton food coloring. So that's what I started with. Then I turned to the acid dyes, but yeah, I know of some people. They are maybe you're disabled or you can't. Whatever. Don't want to wear all the things, the gloves, the masks, and you're concerned about your health. So there is the Wilton food coloring. There are little jars. There is food coloring paste in there, and you can dilute it with water, or like this skein I made. You just put it in a pot with water. You can see my older dyeing tutorials because the food coloring works the same. You gotta pre-soak it and all that kind of stuff. Just lay it in the pot with water like this, just so it's it's submerged with water. Not a lot of, but just just the yarn is just under the surface. And what you can do with the food coloring, because it's a paste, I use the back of a plastic spoon and put it in the paste, and there will be a little bit on the spoon, of course, and then you just dip it on the yarn, and because of the water it's going to spread. You're going to have some lighter and darker sections, and depending on the amount you use, it will be darker or lighter, of course. There will be white spots or not. Here you can see there's a lot of bare yarn left. You can also use the back of the spoon to make these little speckles, which is very easy. I don't think you can see it from all the way over here, but if you can just dip it on the yarn, and it's ideally the yarn is not under the water but a little bit above, so it won't spread too much, you can really get a nice speckling effect. And yeah, it's real safe for you, for the environment. It's not poison in any way. I just think the colors are a little less intensive, and I can't guarantee you about light fastness or wash fastness, but I know a lot of people use this, and well, time will tell. I will try it out, I'll let you know, and maybe you tried it and you say, oh, no problem, or maybe you don't like it at all. The weird thing is, I used this on silk, and it really went like, the silk felt like paper, and it's still not as soft as I dye this with the acid dyes. Don't know why, I got no clue, but all the yarn with silk in there just feels weird after using it. I hope this will get better after washing, because I just still like working with food coloring. And I wanted to share a little fun technique too, because this one is real special speckled, I think. I hope it will focus, because it's because of me probably. The technique I used is very easy. Low water, pre-soaked yarn, of course. I just mixed a little bit of food coloring with a little bit of water, so it's just a little bit diluted. And then I had a little pointy paintbrush. I just dipped it in the water solution, and then you kind of flick it. This is the paintbrush. You kind of flick it on your finger, and it's going to spatter over the yarn, and you got real nice speckling. And it is yeah, it's a little more subtle than when you go and poke the back of your spoon on the yarn, just so to say it. So this is a fun technique too. I just used all kinds of purple, green and blue to keep it a little bit subdued. You of course can use blue, green and red for Christmas or whatever. It's a fun technique, and it's real friendly. I think the Wilton food coloring here is €2.25, and there are really a lot of colors. You don't have to premix anything, you can just use it out of the jar. More water will make paler colors. It's just very fun to work with. So I just wanted to show you that. There's another stuff of my yarn. There's a lot of new stuff in the shop already. There is still a coupon code for you, all you lovely podcast viewers, which is a 10% off any purchase you make in my shop. It is Sweet Kitty, and when you enter that as a coupon code at the checkout, there will be 10% discount. So hope you enjoy that. There are lovely sets up in the shop for Christmas, will be great gifts or just for fun. Don't forget the giveaway. It's still going until the 15th of November, and on the 16th of November I will draw a prize, and I will do that live, put all your names into a ball and just draw a winner. Look up the little video I made. It is called the giveaway. There's a Dutch version and the English version. Just go and try. It's not difficult at all. Just leave a remark for me. What are your plans with the stitch markers? Or maybe you want to give them to someone. I don't mind. I don't care. Just leave a little comment and you will participate in the drawing for a prize. Just leave the comment at the video which I made for the giveaway. So that would be easier, not to mix things up. You always can leave me a comment, of course. I hope this way of recording works, because I do a segment in Dutch and I do a segment in English. I'm going to combine them together, hopefully make a nice video for you, so I don't forget anything. I just covered everything for both podcasts. After this recording, we can happily wear our socks without thinking, oh dear, next week we gotta show them again. So I hope this works out the way I think it will. I hope you enjoyed this one. I hope you will subscribe if you like this, because subscribing is for me a real motivation to know there are regular viewers who will come back, who want to see the progress I made, the mistakes I made, or whatever I did. Leave a comment. That would be really, really, really appreciated, because you can see, of course, the page views, which are insane. I think I'm very happy with that. But you never know if somebody just clicks and thinks, oh no, that's not for me. And you're not sure if people really watch or just skip and go to the next one. It doesn't matter, but just interesting for me and motivating for me to know that you are a regular viewer. So thank you for all regular viewers, and thank you for all new viewers. 33 subscribers as today, so I'm very happy. Still people coming along and wanted to join, so it's very special for me to know. Didn't expect any of this. So thank you very much. Hope you have a very lovely week. I hope you can do some crafting and you feel well enough to craft. I hope you can cope with the dark days. I think it's pretty tough in the beginning. We really got to get used to this, all the darkness, and try to get out a little bit more than usual, just to get some daylight. I'm just looking forward to finishing some objects and starting some new ones. I want to start a cardigan top down for myself. I already had a pattern bought a few months ago. There was a coupon code. I can't remember. I will look it up when I'm ready. I already dyed yarn from the first podcast, I think. I did start something I don't like, so I'm going to frog that and I'm going to start it again. So I'm going to show you that, but first I'm going to finish some socks. I hope you enjoyed. I hope you share with me what you're making, so leave a comment. And if everything goes well, you will see me in 1 or 2 weeks, and see you then. Thank you for watching, and all the best from me to the rest of the world. Bye, sweeties.